Somewhere in your house sits a $10 flash drive worth more than your car. You bought what's on it 13 years ago, then forgot it ever existed. It starts in the spring of 2013, at a friend's apartment, when someone hands you a laptop and tells you to buy this internet money thing before it's too late. Nobody in that room calls themselves an investor, has a finance background, or owns a single share of stock. You have no real idea what a blockchain is, and you don't bother finding out. One Bitcoin costs about $100 that week, mostly because almost nobody believes it's worth anything at all. You hand over $500, mostly to make your friend stop talking, and you walk out owning 5 whole coins. The entire transaction takes about 6 minutes and one bad Wi-Fi connection. The instructions say to save your private key somewhere safe and never lose it. You write the key on a sticky note, stick it to a USB drive, and drop the whole thing in a desk drawer. The odds were never good. A typical flash drive survives, on average, about 10 years of regular handling before it fails completely. Yours is already 3 years past that when you finally plug it in again. You move apartments 5 separate times over the next 13 years, reformat 1 laptop for resale, and survive exactly 1 frantic, almost total declutter. Any single one of those moments could have gone the other way. 8 months later, the same 5 coins are worth around $5,500 because Bitcoin spikes past $1,100 that December. You don't notice because you're moving into a new apartment and the drawer goes straight into a moving box. The following year, the largest Bitcoin exchange in the world collapses overnight and the price crashes below $200. You still don't notice because the box never gets unpacked. It goes straight into the back of a closet. A year after that, you reformat an old laptop just to sell it, wiping every file on it without a second thought. The wallet survives only because you never actually installed it on that machine. The only copy lives on the drive, still untouched, still in its drawer. For the next 3 years, your 5 coins drift between being worth $1,000 and being worth almost nothing, depending on the week, while you're busy starting a new job and signing your first real lease. By December 2017, Bitcoin is everywhere. Offer small talk, news anchors, your uncle at Thanksgiving, and a single coin is worth nearly $20,000. Your 5 coins, still sitting in that closet, are worth almost $100,000. You don't know that, because you're 3 promotions deep into a job that has nothing to do with finance or technology. Your own salary climbs slowly and predictably across these same years, from around $38,000 to about $52,000, raise by raise. Nobody at that job mentions cryptocurrency, not once, in any of those years. The crash comes fast. By the next year, the price falls below $3,500, and the whole topic disappears from conversation almost as quickly as it appeared. You move twice more over the next 3 years, and the box moves with you both times, unopened, mislabeled as old chargers and cables. In November 2021, Bitcoin hits a new high near $69,000, and your 5 forgotten coins are worth roughly $345,000, the same month you're laid off from a job you thought was permanent. You spend that year applying to new positions, not checking old boxes. You get married that same year, in a small ceremony neither of you can really afford, and the box gets listed, half-jokingly, on a moving inventory spreadsheet your spouse insists on keeping. During your next move, you almost throw the entire box away during a frantic weekend cleanout. It survives only because of one accidental line item on someone else's checklist. Not memory, not importance, just a spreadsheet. You don't argue to keep it. You don't even remember what's actually inside. By October 2025, Bitcoin briefly touches an all-time high above $126,000, making your 5 coins worth more than $630,000 for about 3 weeks. Weeks you spend worrying about a car repair bill instead. The market corrects hard after that, the way it always has, and by the summer of 2026 the price settles back near $62,000 a coin. Through all of it, the box sits in the same corner of the same garage, 3 house numbers removed from the apartment where you bought the coins in the first place. The discovery happens by accident, during a garage cleanout in early 2026, when you find a showbox labeled old chargers and cables and almost donate it without opening it. Instead, you dig through it out of boredom, find the drive with the sticky note still attached, and plug it into a laptop just to see what's on it. The wallet software still works. The balance reads 5.000 Bitcoin, worth just over $310,000 at that day's price. You sit on the floor of your garage for almost 20 minutes before you tell anyone. You don't sleep much that first night. You keep reopening the wallet app just to check the balance is still there, the same way you check a stove burner you're almost certain you already turned off. Before you tell anyone outside your house, you move $50 worth of Bitcoin to a brand new wallet, just to prove to yourself the old one actually works. It clears in about 11 minutes, the same way it would have in 2013. You spend the next 2 days reading about capital gains tax on an asset you've technically owned for 13 years, because part of this discovery now legally belongs to a tax bill you didn't see coming. That single discovery is worth more than 3 years of your current salary combined. You pay off the remaining balance on your mortgage that same month, something you'd budgeted 11 more years to finish. You don't buy a new car or a vacation home. You move a third of it into a boring, diversified investment account because you've just watched 13 years of extreme volatility happen to your own money without ever being there to feel it. Nothing about your job changes the following Monday. You don't quit, you don't tell your coworkers, and you don't buy anything that would make anyone start asking questions. The only real difference is a single line in your banking app that used to make you anxious every month, and now simply doesn't exist. The number that matters most isn't the $310,000, and it isn't the 13 years you spent not knowing. It's the one moving day decision that almost sent the whole thing to a landfill, the same ending thousands of other people actually got. Researchers estimate that around 20% of all Bitcoin ever created, nearly 4 million coins, is permanently lost the same way. Forgotten passwords, discarded hard drives, drives exactly like yours. Bitcoin didn't make you rich by being understood, predicted, or managed. It made you rich by being forgotten, in exactly the right drawer, for exactly long enough, by someone who got remarkably lucky that nobody ever cleaned out that closet properly. The money was real the entire time. You just weren't there to watch it happen.